What's up, guys? In this week's video, I'm going to talk about something that really does not get discussed enough in the DJ community, and that's all about pre-event stress and anxiety. Everybody has it, but I'm going to talk a little about it and how you can stay focused. Grab something to drink, hang out for a few minutes, and let's go through this. Yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Like I said in the beginning, this week it's going to be an important topic that does not get discussed enough in the DJ community. It's about wedding stress, pre-event stress, nerves, anxiety, the creepy crawly feeling you get whenever you're all done setting up and it's just about showtime and you're going through everything and you're starting to get inside your head and your nerves are kind of trembling and it's just not good. Now, there has been topics on Facebook and some of the groups about, how do you handle this type of feeling or who has these types of feelings? And I can tell you guys that DJs, performers, MCs, ones who have been doing this for years and years and years, have hundreds or even thousands of events under their belt. They still, to this day, get those pre-event jitters and some stress and even a little bit of anxiety. So it's common. It happens to everybody. And if you're a brand new DJ that just started out, maybe you only have a few events under your belt. And I'm not talking about bar or club type events. I'm talking about where someone actually pays you to DJ and MC and entertain at their event. So it could be a wedding, a birthday, a corporate event. It could be a lot of different types of events where you are in the public eye and you're being paid to perform. As a new DJ, the stress, the anxiety, the nerves, it's going to hit you like a truck hitting a brick wall. So hang out and just listen to some of these ideas and suggestions and how to deal with it, how to cope with it, how to stay focused, and it might just help you. As always, thank you to everybody who has liked, commented, subscribed on my channel. I believe I just hit about 250,000 views on my videos and shorts. So wow, that's pretty amazing. And just recently I went over 14,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has continued to help make my channel grow. You guys are rock stars. You're awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so pre-event stress, jitters, stress, anxiety. Like I said, everybody has it. If you don't deal with it, what ends up happening is that it's going to affect your performance as a DJ, as an MC, as a host, as an entertainer. So first and foremost is, just acknowledging the fact that I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I've got jittery nerves, and just, when you face it head on and you realize that you are stressed, that's usually the first step in trying to get over it. Now, there are a lot of triggers that can flare up your anxiety or your stress. You could be all set up and maybe a piece of gear just stopped working all of a sudden, or maybe a cable went bad, or maybe your laptop decided to do an update right before it's showtime. So there's a lot of things that can trigger a person's anxiety or stress whenever they're getting ready to DJ an event. So first, obviously, you want to acknowledge the fact that, okay, I'm going to be stressed a little bit. I'm going to have some anxiety. The next thing is realizing what are the triggers. Is it a piece of gear that's malfunctioning? Is it a laptop update? Is it sound and lighting that's just not working the way that it should be? So once you understand what the triggers are, then you can start to kind of move forward a little bit and understand how to resolve the stress, the anxiety, and what you can do down the road to overcome a lot of these issues and feelings that you might end up having before any type of an event. Now, not only do you need to acknowledge the triggers and the warning signs of stress and anxiety, but you need to also understand the burnout that can come from stress and anxiety. So like I said, where DJs and MCs and hosts that have been doing this for years, they have stress, they have anxiety, and they've just sort of like understood and realized and figured it out over the years how it doesn't affect their performance and how they get over it, and most importantly is how it doesn't create burnout for a lot of people. There's a lot of emotional, behavioral, physical things that can happen when you've got a lot of stress and anxiety and nerves, and how it can not just affect a performance, but it can affect you as a human being. Now, what are some proactive stress management strategies that you as a DJ can do? The big thing is obviously routine. We as humans, when we become habitual on what we do, things become much more easier, stress-free, don't have as much anxiety. It'll always still be there from event to event, but as you start to do more and more events as maybe a new DJ or someone who's just starting out, you'll realize that you'll get into this routine with every single event that you do, from setting up to how you MC to how you do different things in front of the public eye. So that routine really helps because it becomes almost like second nature and how you do things and what you do. So it could be you become more efficient in setting stuff up and you minimize the time that it takes to setting up. Or you may have all these different issues that constantly keep happening, or they happen every once in a while, I guess, and you learn to overcome those issues. So maybe the first event you're doing and your laptop has an update, you realize, okay, well maybe I need to fire up my laptop before every event now to make sure that all the updates are done. Or maybe you realize that your cable, a certain cable has gone bad, and you realize that you need to start carrying extra and spare cables with you in every event. So if something goes bad in an event when you're setting up, you can easily swap it out. Same thing with gear. Carry backup equipment with you. So if something does happen, you can swap it out. So you get into this routine and you understand that things can happen and there's triggers that can cause stress and anxiety. And by going through routine and being habitual in what you do, you ease and minimize the type of stress and anxiety that may come up. Another really good stress management is time management and planning. So if you're a DJ that is showing up 30 or 40 minutes before people start arriving at the event, having minimal amount of time to set up and do tests and checks and balances, that's going to really flare up your stress and anxiety. Now, there are guys out there that say, oh, I can show up 15 minutes before a wedding and get everything up and everything is good. But why do that to yourself? Because as a DJ, as an MC, as an entertainer, every event does not go 100% smoothly. There's always something that comes up. Like I said, it could be a bad cable. It could be a lighting effect that's going all wonky. It could be a laptop update. It could be your speakers doing something weird. It could be maybe your playlist didn't save. There's a lot of things that can come up and do come up. So having time management and planning properly is going to ease any type of stress or anxiety or jitters that might come up. So giving yourself proper time before the event, before people showing up, so that you can set up and check and test and make sure everything is smooth and flowing and good and no issues, that is tremendously going to decrease any type of stress or anxiety that comes up. Because if you're showing up and you've got 10 minutes before people start arriving and you've got problems and issues, and I don't wish that upon anyone. That type of stress, that type of anxiety is brutal. So make sure you're giving yourself enough time. And then obviously before the event, make sure that you're planning and prepping. You've printed out all their details. You've got all the music. You've got everything that's good. Don't wait until a couple of hours before the event or even like a day before the event. Try to do it multiple days way ahead before the actual event. And like I said, you're prepped, you're ready, and you're good to go. And you're not doing things at the last minute, because that's a trigger. That is something that is going to flare up a lot of stress and anxiety and nerves. So you're at an event. and let's say your anxiety is kicking up, or your nerves and stress and all this stuff, and you're just this shaking ball of stress. What can you do to minimize it? What can you do to try to have less stress, less anxiety, so that it doesn't impact your performance? Well, the first thing that you can do, other than acknowledging the fact that I'm stressed, is do some breathing. It is a scientific fact, guys, that good breathing techniques minimizes any type of stress or anxiety that a person may have. So take long breaths, hold it in, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just do it for a few times. If you can go somewhere that's quiet, maybe just step out to your vehicle, your car, and just sit in complete silence for just a couple of minutes and do a breathing exercise. You'll realize that the stress sorts of pretty much melts away. You're not feeling as anxious. You're not feeling those jitters, those crazy like feelings of, oh my God, what's going to happen? Am I going to screw this up? Why does this have to happen to me? Just take a moment for yourself, breathe, and you'll be fine. The next is to have visualization and positive affirmations. Something comes up, tell yourself, it's okay. Josh, I'm going to get through this. This happens to everybody. It's minimal. It's not a big deal. Let me just swap out this cable. Let me just go grab a new speaker. This update will only take maybe 2 minutes. It's not going to take 5 hours. Do your daily affirmations that you're going to be good. You're going to entertain the crowd. You're going to rock the event. You're going to get a 5-star review. You're going to get an awesome tip. You're going to get a great referral. Everything is going to be fine. And I can tell you guys that whenever there are issues that occur at an event, 9 out of 10 times that if you do it efficiently enough, or if it's something that's happened in the past and you're experienced in resolving it, 9 out of 10 times, the guests, the hosts, the people who are there, they don't even realize that there was a problem. So the one person who is probably freaking out the most about an issue that might come up is you. So get out of your head, do some daily affirmations, or do an affirmation when you're at the event, telling yourself everything is going to be okay. There's going to be no issues. I'm going to fix this. It's going to go really well, and no one's even going to know about it. If you can do these affirmations and basically talk yourself out of being stressed and anxious and having nerves, that really, really helps. Do that along with your breathing exercises. You'll be fine. Now, once the event is all over with and you realize that you were freaking out over really nothing big, you want to have some post-event reflection and even some post-event improvement. What I mean by that is once you get home, everything is unloaded, you're sitting down thinking, okay, what could I have done different for this event? What type of things could I have handled differently to ease any type of stress or anxiety? This again might be something where you're understanding what the triggers are that flares up your stress and anxiety. So if you get home and you do this post-event reflection and realize, well, maybe I should have brought extra cables, or maybe I should have fired up my laptop beforehand and did an update before I went to the event, or maybe I should have spent a few extra days just prepping and planning and downloading the music. That type of post-event reflection is going to help you from event to event to event to get better and better at what you do, more efficient at what you do, and it's going to ease your stress because you're going to get into that habitual element of how you do things, and it's become like second nature. It's going to be easier, smoother, better, and you're not going to have those pre-event or during the event jitters, stress, and anxiety. The next thing that you can do to really help event stress and anxiety and those jitters is to make sure that you have ongoing professional development. And what I mean by that is if you are trying to learn different ways on how to MC things better. Let's say you've got a wedding party with 30 couples and every couple's got a different song and you have to announce them a certain way and you got to do a million different things. Well, there's a lot of different types of professional development, workshops, courses, educational type elements that are out there that can teach you to do that better and efficiently and reduce the type of anxiety and stress that you might have. So there's a lot of MC workshops out there. There's a lot of colleagues. You can just reach out to other people that have been doing this for years and have tons of experience and say, look, I'm doing a wedding that's coming up. Here's what I'm stressed about. What do you recommend? Do you have any ideas or suggestions on how I can make this better and easier and smoother and more efficient? Guys that are out there that have been doing it for years and experience, many of them will share some really good ideas and topics and ways of doing things that reduce that stress for you. There's also a lot of public speaking and public performance workshops and courses that you can take. Even the guys out there that have been doing this for years, many of them still to this day take these types of workshops, public speaking, MC courses, DJ courses. Maybe there's DJs that just want to learn how to transition and mix better. There's DJs out there that want to learn how to announce and MC better. There's a lot of things that are out there, and a lot of really, really important and great things for you to learn, whether you're new, experienced, or somewhere in the middle. So don't necessarily disregard any type of workshop or course or whatever. Don't have an ego. Don't say, nope, I don't need it. I'm too good for that. I know what I'm doing. We as DJs, we should always constantly be learning and trying to elevate our skills and be a better and better entertainer for our clients and everyone who shows up to the events. So if you can brush up on your skills, take a course, take a workshop, whatever, or even just reaching out to other people and saying, hey, look, this is what I'm doing right now. I want to make it better. What do you suggest? And another thing that you can do also is maybe even set up a camera and film yourself, because by watching that after the post-event, and when you're doing that post-event recollection and your reference back to what happened during the event, looking at that video is really going to put things in a different perspective, because you're going to see you as what other people see, and you might not realize that you're doing something that's off or something that could trigger anxiety and stress. But once you watch the video or a recap, you'll understand and be like, oh, okay, I get it. Now I can do this different, better, more efficient, cleaner, easier for the next event, and I'm not going to have as much stress or anxiety. So there you go, guys. Just a quick discussion on event nerves, anxiety, stress, all the different things that can trigger those horrible, nasty feelings that we as DJs, MCs, entertainers have. And like I said, there's people out there that have been doing this for years, have thousands of events under their belt, and they still to this day will have those, stress and anxiety and nerves and jitters and all that. But the ones who've been doing it for a really long time, they know what their triggers are, and they know how to overcome those things so that stress and anxiety is at a bare minimal level. Understand what your triggers are. Reach out to your colleagues. Take a course. Take a workshop. Do your pre-event planning. Know your time management. And, you'll eventually, as you go along and become more experienced and do bigger and better events, these things that cause your stress and anxiety, eventually they're just going to kind of, I wouldn't say they wouldn't go away, but it's going to be smaller and minimal and not as bad as when you first did your first official DJ public performance gig or event. You guys who have made it through the whole video, if you've got different ways of managing stress and anxiety, leave me a comment. Let me know, what do you do to sort of overcome these issues and the stress that comes up whenever you're doing events? Because you may have some really good ideas that a new DJ who's watching this may think, oh, I can do that. This is really going to help. So if you guys out there are watching and you've got some really good ideas on managing stress and anxiety, drop a comment. Let everybody know what you do. And, let's make the DJ community bigger, better, stronger, and just nicer, As I always say at the end of all my videos, a day without dancing is a day wasted. Go out there, be an awesome DJ, rock your events, have an incredible 2024, be a good human. And until next week, guys, take care of yourselves.